All right. Hello. If anybody is there? Do we have anybody on yet? Give it a few minutes, 2 seconds. All right. If anybody does show up, go ahead and make a comment where you're tuning in from. All right. All right. Getting some people jumping on here. Go ahead and let me know where you're tuning in from. Any questions you might have. Go ahead and put them in the bottom there. How's everybody doing tonight? It's a lovely Tuesday night. Just waiting to see if how many's going to show up here. Just give it a couple minutes, about another 30 seconds, 45 seconds. But go ahead and put in the comments where you're tuning in from. Let me know that you're here. And if you got any questions, go ahead and put them in the comments as well. And if not, I'll get going on topic. See that we have a couple people in here. All right, well. Well, I guess if nobody's going to say where they're from, we are here in Central Illinois, and we've been growing commercially since the beginning of the year, and have grown it from $0 up to $8,000 a month now in consistent growth, and we continue to grow every day, continue going out talking to people and getting more people on board. So, yeah. So we'll talk a little bit about that and what we've done. And if you're here and you got any questions, put them there. Any comments, put where you're from. Love to see where people are tuning in from. So we'll kind of get into what I got going on here today. So there we go. Got some comments. Vitality from Micro Farms. Hey, how are you doing today? Los Angeles. Beautiful. Beautiful. I feel like I'm on a little bit of a delay with you guys, so try to get that a little bit fixed, but yeah. Good. Glad you're doing well, Vitality. Vitality, just a quick question for you. How long have you been growing and selling commercially? Or are you doing that? I'm assuming you are. And gonna get in a little bit of why and how we started the business. We grew for ourselves because we like to eat microgreens, like to be a little bit healthier and everything. And the pandemic happened, obviously, and we both were in the restaurant business, so it was the easy transition. We need to do something. So let's start a business. We're already growing the microgreens. Let's go ahead and try and sell them commercially. Got hooked up with Curtis Stone's program and just dove into that hardcore and started growing and selling commercially. I believe our first sale was end of February, beginning of March. I don't know exactly where it's at. And so, yeah, we started then. started selling on an online farmers market, and obviously farmers markets. And with Curtis' program, we started doing home deliveries right away as well, along with Donnie Green's Sunny Sampler setup is what we started. And we've modified that to our clients and stuff a little bit, but based off of that and everything, we did that. Ran the ads on the Facebook, all that stuff, and got customers, and then got hooked up into farmers markets, pop-up markets. Anywhere we can get in front of people, we went and did that. And sampled as much as you can during this stuff. It was very limited on when you can sample, how you could sample. But we definitely did as much as we can sampling of the microgreens, definitely. Because that definitely helps sells the microgreens more. If you can sample them, they can taste what they taste like. Everybody's weirded out a little bit by buckwheat we grow, but then when they taste it, they love it. And they usually buy the buckwheat. It's a very good taste. Hi, Ryan. Welcome from New Zealand. Welcome. What time is it in New Zealand right now? Got to be early morning, if I'm right. We actually looked into years ago moving to New Zealand. Never did it, though, obviously. So that's how and why we started the business. 2 p.m. Okay. Not too bad, then. Not too bad. And then we also learned, how did we learn to grow microgreens off of the Curtis Stone's program, Donnie Greens. Then that, obviously, we watched YouTube videos before that of a lot of people. That led to us doing YouTube videos now, obviously. So, yeah. So we definitely did that. Watched a lot of YouTube videos, immersed ourselves in that, how to grow, did a lot of trials, which I highly suggest making sure you do trials. And to find out what grows best for your environment, because you can watch all the YouTube videos, which are great to get your base knowledge, obviously, and then make your trials and run from there to how to grow in your environment, because everybody's environment is going to be slightly different. Ryan, are you selling any? You're selling, right? 2 cafes? Okay. So the 2 cafes, 2 weekend markets, 1 grocer, 1 general store. Awesome. Definitely, we are getting heavy into grocery stores now. Definitely getting into the grocers. We have 10 sampling appointments set up with them this week. Hopefully to close 4 to 5 of them and be in their stores by beginning of the year. We already have 6, 7 grocery stores that we're in now. There's some of them are smaller ones, some are bigger ones, but 7 total grocery stores. And yeah, so hopefully to be into about 12 by the beginning of the year. Hello, Central Arkansas. Where are you from? Central Illinois. Really, from Effingham? Okay, yep. We are in the Springfield metro area, Springfield, Illinois metro area. We lived briefly in Vandalia, which is just outside of Effingham there. So, yeah, I know what area you're in. Main 2 towns of 5K population. That's small towns for sure, Ryan. How far is the biggest metropolitan from you? Is it within decent driving distance that you could market to and sell in? We currently are growing and selling to stores that are an hour and a half away to get into all the grocery stores and everything we want. But we work it out, and with our delivery routes, we still need to charge any delivery fees or anything. So. But definitely, grocery stores are one of my favorites to grow for. You can just drop off anywhere from 50 to 150 units in our cases and get to sell. Yes, you're selling it wholesale, but that's only 30% off. And definitely the microgreens got the margin to do that. So grocery stores, I love. Also love the farmers markets. You're in one place. You're not driving around. Only bad part about home deliveries, to make what you can make grocery stores, you got to deliver to 10 customers, 10 different stops. Routing and all that stuff and everything else. So Arkansas an hour away, so Awesome. Yeah. Start small. Definitely started small. Had some pictures like here. I'm going to show you guys this photo as soon as I can get it pulled over. So let me share that photo with you guys here. This is a photo of how we started and where we're at now in our grow room. So this bottom left picture is where we started, how we started. Very much not recommended probably to grow on carpet, but we had to make sure it was right for us before we went ahead and did everything. So yeah, that's what we grew beginning, and then we changed the room and changed out the flooring to a vinyl flooring. Grew into the 3 more racks on this side. This was the 2 racks on that side still, and we got them from a restaurant for $50 a piece that was closing down. And then this is more what the room looks like now, both sides. This is the left side looking down, and then the right side looking down there. So we grow on 9 racks now. Thanks, Vitality, for that. Appreciate that. Do you sell the mini wheatgrass? Grocery stores, we do. This is the mini wheatgrass. Let's talk about. This is the 5x5 wheatgrass. We grow it in 5x5 trays from True Leaf Market, and we sell them, retail them. We were retailing them at $5. We since have reduced that price dramatically, and more of them are selling now. So retail, we are going to $3 on that, just because we have other competitors that are selling one that's about 2/3 that size at $2. So to compete, we're dropping it down to $3, and they are going. We're going that route to hopefully sell them a little bit more. So yeah. So retail, we're at $3, and then the 30% off. So we're $2.10 wholesale on the wheatgrass. Yes, I used a spreadsheet. I made my own spreadsheet. I don't even know if I have it open. Here, yeah. Let me show this to you. But yeah, I did. We made our own spreadsheet to keep track of everything, and we just are starting integrating the seed leaf version, the app version, or the web version, I guess is what it is, that we're growing in. That took up the whole screen there. But yeah, we just started with seed leaf when they launched. Actually, we started with them the day that they launched, not the beta version, but that. So I think it's been like 3 weeks we've been with them now on the spread on the web version there. This is the spreadsheet that we came up with that we used. So it's just broken down into the customers over here and all our products that we sell, and then how many we're going out to them all and everything else. So it integrates. Just you got to input it every week. You got to input everything. And then down here's how we would grow, what we grow, and everything else, and what days it needs to be planted there. And then our pick ticket on the daily basis of what we need to make, what containers we needed to make, and everything else. So that's our spreadsheet there. And now we're with Seed Leaf and using theirs along with using our spreadsheet still, why it all gets integrated, because there are some small glitches, and they are fast on getting them. If you email them, he's on it to get it out there for you guys. If you go with his Seed Leaf program, and if you get on these newsletter, I know if you got his newsletter, they're giving a discount too right now. So I'm assuming that would still be available if you get on a newsletter. Don't quote me, but that's what we got. We got a discount. So far so good with it. There's some glitches, like I said, but so far so good. And Ben's growing in 5x2. I was thinking of how to sell it. Thanks for that. Yeah, no problem. What chefs? I find many chefs in my area don't use them. If they do, they don't want to order from a new vendor. Order everything in the same place regardless of price and quantity. Yeah, there's some bigger ones that you're going to definitely have that from if they're getting them from their supplier that's coming in. already. If they're getting from US Foods or Cisco, that's the ones around us that might have them. So I recommend the smaller, unique kind of restaurants, ones that are small plate specialty, they're local, stuff like that. Not that the big national chains, obviously, don't want to mess with them. And then go in repeatedly. Let them know that you're going to be there. Don't have to bring them samples every time, but just keep going in there. That's how we get most of our grocery stores and most of our restaurants. We just keep going in. Bugging them, but not bugging them. Just be nice about it. But most of them want to know and see that you're going to show up, because there's a lot of people out there that are flaky, that'll show up, do samples, maybe get them to buy, and then 3 weeks in, they're no longer there. And they obviously can't mess with that. So being in the restaurant industry, so you know, you got to get reputable vendors. People are going to show up and be there at all times. So highly recommend going in repeatedly, keep going in, being there. That's the best way. So, yeah. Web version, because it's another expense. 4 harvests a week, 2 spreadsheets. Yeah, I mean, you got to weigh out your options, obviously, if what your expenses are that you need to do. And if you want to go to the expense, but I think it's a yearly subscription that they're doing, and it's $100, I think. But like I said, I got a little bit of a discount for doing that, signing up with the newsletter and everything else. So definitely recommend going through that and getting the newsletter. You can get that discount. So it's worked out great so far. So there's some glitches and everything else. It's a $125 a year. Okay. My wife takes care of the back end of all expenses and stuff like that. So I knew it was around $100 though. But did you pay for his spreadsheet? I know that was quite pricey. That was my biggest down draw of his, was that it was like $400 or so on the spreadsheet. So yeah, show up every couple of weeks. You don't have to bring samples if you got a new product or you've got something that you didn't sample to them the first time. Definitely bring that in. But you don't have to. Yeah, just bring I go in at least one. If I don't have a client, I go in at least once a month if I'm trying to get them. So we do a fresh sheet, a monthly fresh sheet. So do that monthly fresh sheet, and that way it gives you an excuse to come in and you got a new fresh sheet. It could be the same prices. You don't have to change your prices, but hey, you got the new fresh sheet. You're going to shop it off to them. Is there anything we can do for you? Would you like to start with us? Would you like any more samples? We got this new product, or we didn't get you on this sample. Can I bring these samples to you next week? You know, just work with them. Yeah, definitely. Keep going in, ask questions, ask them why they're not buying yet, you know, nicely, obviously, and just keep checking in with them. We had a grocery store that took 7 months to get into, but we just kept going in every month, new fresh sheet, same pricing, same fresh sheet, getting in there. So I'm not saying it's going to happen in every instance, obviously, but much better chance if you're going to be there constantly without bugging them. That's a good friend. Good friend to buy something for you to use for sure. But yeah, I was shocked to see that his web version there was going to be as cheap as I think it is. You know, the $125 for what it's going to do, I think is tremendous. You know, you can look at it on your phone through the web page and everything. So it is great. I so far love it. Was waiting for Donnie Green's program to come out. We were part of a beta with him, but it kind of stalled, and the beta is not really going now and everything else. So I will definitely still look at his Donnie's Green's one and see if it's better than Seed Leaf or whatever else. Obviously, we'll always look to change up if it's a better program for sure. You know, products like lettuce and veggies and eggs help incentivize chefs to buy. We don't sell any of that to chefs currently. The lettuce was in our first year of growing it. And obviously, we knew we'd go into winter. We wanted to see if we could grow it all year, which we're having mild success with it. We need some better conditions of better tunnels and stuff. But we do it for home deliveries. The one chef does want the lettuce, but I want to make sure that we can grow it for him. And I think we'll be ready in the spring to start offering it to him and get it out there. So not worth their account and inventory just for microgreens, even local places. That's surprising. Different world out in LA, though, I guess, than compared to the Midwest. But I would continue going in there. And chefs change out just like produce managers change out in grocery stores. Chefs change out in restaurants. Just had a chef change out in one of the restaurants we go to now, so we have a different contact, but they're still buying. But they'll change out. Next chef might be, I want your stuff. You just never know when that's going to happen. So unless they tell you to stop coming in, I would continue going in at least once a month. That's what I would do. But again, if they seem like they don't want you to be in there, move on and go to the next one. But I've never had anybody just say, don't come back. Of course, it helps having my wife with me, and mainly she goes in. So they're a little bit nicer to her probably than they would be me by myself. So, but we both go in together most of the time. Appreciate everybody checking in. This is doing this on YouTube and our Facebook page. So if you are on the Facebook page and you've not been on our YouTube yet, please check out our channel. If you'd like to learn about more of the microgreens and everything else, go ahead and subscribe. Highly appreciate getting that out there and helping us, our algorithm, get out there for YouTube and pushing us up there so we can help more people. Because I think there's a lot of misinformation on YouTube. There's obviously Donnie. He's got a way of doing it, and his way is pretty good. I've learned a lot from him. But there's some other YouTube channels out there very misleading to grow commercially microgreens. So I want to get some better information out there for people for sure. All right, Ryan, what we got here? I found a new competitor in a local grocer. They stock peas for $6.60. 200 grams or $13.60 for 7 ounces. It's insanely cheap. Do you think no one else in New Zealand is doing this for price? For instance, I do a restaurant for 48 kilo. $13.60. What is that? What are we? We are roughly $2 an ounce, almost on everything. We did start out with peas at $3 an ounce, or 3 ounces for $2. So, in equation of that, you could probably, what are they selling that for? Let's see. $1.94. Yeah, I mean, that's not crazy for peas. It's not crazy cheap for peas, but that is on the lower end. I wouldn't go much lower than that. But I know that New Zealand is definitely in a higher price on things. Cost of goods and everything else there is higher. So that would definitely be on the cheaper side. But if their operation is huge and they're able to buy in big bulks, that's the problem. So you got to maybe position yourself as the local grower. A lot of the grocery stores around here, like we got one that is that most of them are focused on, they have to have a local section. So they're looking for local growers. There's not a lot of people out there that are locally growing, so they want to take local growers. So look for them local growers kind of grocery stores. And I don't know where your competitor is, obviously, or anything else, but definitely look at that aspect and kind of try and hit that you're local. That was our biggest niche. We're local. We're right here in Central Illinois. So we kind of just take care of that area and do it and everything else. And make sure your quality is high, as I'm sure it is. Do better quality than what they're doing. Show them that your stuff is better quality. Goes the same for chefs. When you take in, you got your samples and everything else. You get them a better quality than anybody else can do. So, hello, Aaron. Welcome from Australia. Cost of producing microgreens here is a lot. Just venting, guys. Thanks. Yeah, I know. Obviously, in the middle areas, stuff's more expensive than you get in the States a lot. So you definitely got to quit your price and do everything. But there is still probably a lot of margin within the microgreens that you can do some stuff with and compete with people. But go for quality. We got another grower that we went right beside in a grocery store that was selling for $4 when we were selling for $5 a container. And our stuff moves faster than theirs because their quality isn't as good. So people, when they're looking at it and they see the quality, when they're looking side by side in the store, $1 is not going to make that big of a difference to them. If they get better quality, they don't look bad. They're not going bad in their fridge at home. And then they come back the next week like, I'm not getting that, guys. I'm going to go ahead and get itty bitty micro farms because theirs look better and they were here last week. So focus on quality and beat them in that game for sure, because a lot of the bigger growers aren't going to have quality. They're not going to be cutting correctly. They're going to be beating them up. And definitely. What has impacted growth mostly for home deliveries? Facebook ads, for sure, and farmers markets. So that's where we probably 50-50, maybe 60% on Facebook ads getting home deliveries and 40% roughly for getting them at the markets. We have a lot of people that sign up. We have biggest issue we've had a lot of people interested. They sign up on the sheet. We send them emails, and I don't think they get the emails. We try to text them. The number with the Google phone number we have, it's not local, so maybe they discredit it. So we got to work with some of that when getting them. So we're going to try to get them to sign up at the markets right on the laptop instead of sending them an email later on. So that's what our next step is to hopefully get them. And I think that number will dramatically increase for farmers markets acquisitions of customers. So, because anymore the emails all filter too much. They think it's spam or something else, and it filters it out or puts it over their updates or the promotions or whatever, and they never see it because some people don't even open them apps, sections, promotions and updates and all that. So, yeah, no, Facebook ads work great. They steal all our information anyway. We might as well use it to market it to people. That's how I kind of feel on it. So they're going to do it anyway. So, and we do more target marketing now. We did abroad, just like in the city, and did a market for the whole city. And we found out when you go in the analytics and see people are just getting hit 10 times, and you're getting charged every time they get that hit. So we focus more on the niche. What is our demographic of people that are buying, and where are they mostly buying at in that area? And that's the kind of the areas that we target, and that age group and that demographic and everything else. And mostly women, because they're the ones that are buying the groceries mostly in the house. The ones that are probably eating healthier for percentage-wise. Those men eat healthy too, but the women are the ones usually making the grocery decision purchases. So that's kind of what our target has gone to, for sure. Need cheaper packaging. I pay $54 US for compostable clamshells. It's killing me. What size are them clamshells? For sure. 54 cents for the clamshells. I'm trying to think what ours is costing us. I think we're about 29 cents per container. But you're definitely getting the compostable. We can't use the compostable in our area because we do not have a compostable facility that can compost compostable containers. So for us, it's better to use the recycling ones. Or otherwise, the compostable ones will jam things up there, and anything that's in there, that's always going to go to the landfill then. So we focus on the recycling end just because of where we're at in the market that we're at. The compostable does not work for us. But if it does work for you, I do recommend paying that. You're going to pay a little bit more. Obviously, the bigger quantity you buy, you're going to get it cheaper. But definitely, if it's available to compost and you got compostable facilities there, use them and get that for sure. Yeah, I forgot about that, and I remember you saying that on one of Donnie Green's lives that you say it that way. So yeah, Us Americans don't know how to pronounce a lot of things, so appreciate the help. Grace, I'm not Base Tech. Is that where you're tuning in from? I'm not sure. That's at Spammer, probably. Okay. Surprising group amongst my biggest customers. You never know. Yeah, that's true. How'd you get in with them? Did you go sample to them, or did they just find you? How'd you get into them? Because I've definitely never thought of that. That's a different one for sure. And how much are they buying? I'm curious. Wow. Is that getting them local, or are you getting them? You guys? I'm not sure. We buy ours. It's only about 2 hours away from us, so they usually tell us it's like 10 days to ship, and we get them in 2-3 days, which is nice. They're within like 200-300 miles of us. Found you on Instagram. That's awesome. I guess they have technology too. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We have sold to bakeries as well. Don't discredit your bakeries. They don't buy a lot of and consistently, but you can get in one that's going to use it consistently. Definitely as a thing. So, but we bakeries every once in a while when they don't do something special, they come in and get our products, but they're not consistent. So that's a different avenue also that you can hit. A lot of fancier bakeries and stuff like that want to use you for decoration. They buy 1.5 pounds of peas, 1 pound of broccoli, 1 pound of kale, 8 ounces of radish, 8 ounces. I'm assuming 8 ounces of salad mix, or 8 containers of salad mix could be. That's weekly, I'm assuming. So that's a good order. It's a good order. Do you have a lot of competition out there in LA? A lot of growers, I'm assuming. Microgreens are huge on the West Coast, so I'm assuming there is a lot of competition for all that. And guys, don't forget about with the wheatgrass pet stores, because we market it a lot as pet grass here as well. So don't forget your pet stores. Go in with them. Most of the people, I would say 80 to 90% of the people here buy the wheatgrass as pet grass. So don't forget to market it that way either. People will pay a lot of money to take care of their pets. Most things are imported, unfortunately. I figured. Yeah. The seeds are grown here, but all the packaging, trays, lights, core come from overseas. Yeah, definitely. Why the cost is definitely higher, because I remember we when we were looking to move to New Zealand, was given it serious consideration. We were definitely looking at the price of everything, but I definitely understand everything's way more expensive there. Only 2 miles away. Wow. Yeah, that's tough competition for sure. Um, are they established people? They've been there for a while. Like I said, I noticed a lot of microgreen growers are flaky around Central Illinois and have just gone away, after a couple of years and flake out. So keep trying. Has anybody tried to do any online farmers markets? We do one company, 2 different markets for online farmers markets as well. So we delivered them one location and we deliver it out to everybody within that area. It is quite nice. It does take some years of some time to build it up, not years, some months to build it up. So you got to deal with some lower volume stuff coming in and all that stuff. But definitely. Yes, 4+ years they've been holding the space like real estate. Yeah, when you get a good farmer's market, you kind of don't let go of it for sure. Yeah, that's tough to get in for sure. So you definitely, I think, would have to go in the niche of doing more of home deliveries, restaurants, grocery stores, and try to build your name and presence that way. And if you do that, they'll start seeing your products possibly. People are going that run the farmers markets, and maybe you can get it in that way. Haven't seen any long farmers market. Let's see how they work. Only seen perhaps putting out. I'm going to look up here for you. I think. Let's see. I think Market Box is in. That's the south side of Chicago one. Yeah, I'm not seeing one there.
Market Box opened
Hmm?
Market Box came on in like March in LA.
Market Box apparently. I'm not. My wife is telling me that Market Box came on in March in LA. So, Dali, you might want to look at that. I'll try to get you some information on that. Wish me luck this weekend. The markets are opening up here. Awesome. It's been some months since we went into lockdown. Yeah, I've managed to get into local Sunday market as well as my out of town market. It's my first time doing live harvest. Reese, do they let you sample? Because if they allow you to sample, I would definitely sample straight off of the tray to people. Cut it live for them, let them sample off the tray. We found the mix of having some packaging there and having live trays cutting and making packaging for people works good. So the people that are wanting to go right away and get their product and go, they already have the packaging and they can go. And the ones that you offer live to them, they'll wait for you, cut it live for them because they definitely like that experience. But if you can harvest and sample live, I would definitely do that. But good luck. I wish you the best, and get out there and crush it. Yeah, we do ready-made salads. We make mixes that are ready-made salads. Make sure you check your local people with doing the dressing with it, and it's a ready-to-eat salad that it doesn't fall underneath the produce section anymore, or the FDA, at least here, speaking here. And then it falls underneath the health department, and a lot more regulations come along with that when you get the health department involved. So check your local regulations and make sure what you're falling underneath and that you're doing it right if you're going to do that way. It's one of the recommendations. That's why we've strayed away from it. I think if you keep the two separate, you don't have the dressing, packed inside there, and you still put on your worship before you eat, you'll probably be okay. But this is not advice. Check with your local departments. Yep, no problem. Glad to help. Yeah, we were lucky to find the online farmers market when we started, and it helped us determine what we could grow and sell. And we started growing, we had a place to go sell before the markets opened up. So, restrictions with COVID, it will be tough to do sampling with mash required. Yeah, to beat out the markets, I'll see the market organizers say. And then if you can't sample there, if they can't eat the product there, maybe have it in a souffle cup or something like that they can take with them. And then maybe they'll come back next week and buy, or they'll walk off the premises down the street, try it, maybe come back and get it. But maybe you get them on the turnaround for the next market if they take it home and they try it. But anyway, you can get sampling in front of them and let them try it. I recommend for sure. Sampling is definitely the way to go. All right. Just playing with this program a little bit here, guys. Still trying to look, see if I got that information. But yeah, just look up Market Box.
Sandy.
What is it?
Market Box San Diego.
I don't know, close to San Diego or not.
They're expanded.
They're expanded. Let's look them up. Market Box. All right, here we're looking up Market Box San Diego. It's not the where I wanted to go. Huh? All right, here we go. That's not working. But look up Market Box San Diego, Vitality. My wife is easier, better finding it. She can post it in the comments here for you. Market Box San Diego is what I'm finding. She's telling me so. The beer and wine label ones, interesting you know them. That's what that is. Amazon is where we got them because we get them cheaper. Avery makes the same thing. We just get the knockoff of the Avery with the labels. I don't know if we have a link for that. I might have a link for that for you. But it's an Avery knockoff. We use the Avery program to print them, but we use an Avery knockoff brand because it's tremendously cheaper. So definitely recommend that. Thanks, I've headed off. Been a blast. Hustle Microgreens soon as start growing. Yes, no problem, Reese. And if you haven't yet, make sure you go subscribe to our channel. We'll be putting more content out there on the YouTube. We appreciate that help if you haven't subscribed already. And watching the videos we have on the growing and everything for that. And more content are coming. We're going to do more content of business side of everything. The microgreens. We're just getting through the How to Grow series, and we're also going to do recipes of microgreens that you can help if you're selling used to your customers, your restaurants, and whatever else. So we're going to also do videos on that end as well. Yep, no problem, Vitality. I'm happy to help for sure. All right, Reese, thank you. Have a good one. See you later. All right. Any other questions from anybody? Anything about our processes, what we do, any details that you want? Kind of an open book. I'll share whatever I need to share. You can see this way. Camera backwards. All our trays are germinating back there. Just took some off that was full earlier yesterday. That was completely full. And then we currently are using what's right behind me is we developed a blackout room to black out all our microgreens, ones that need to be blacked out, like popcorn, arugula leeks. We black them out. So we made a room until we are going to buy blackout domes, but we just haven't pulled the trigger of buying them yet. But currently that works great for us. And not seeing anything from you. Sorry, talking to my wife. She's trying to post the links to that stuff for you. But they're not coming through on my end. I don't know if they are on your end or not. So, yeah. Anybody else on here that have any questions? do have some things I can go over if you would like. Vitality or anybody else, did anybody else start with any programs or with anybody as a mentor? Or are you just doing straight YouTube videos or just your own knowledge? How'd you get into microgreens? Why'd you start microgreens? We personally, obviously, I said in the beginning, we use the Curtis Stone program. Also with Donnie Greens and David from Micro Acres on their micro mentoring group together. And they do the monthly videos on that. Some good stuff from them. So definitely programs have helped us out a lot, along with the YouTube videos. And like I said, just making a better content for people and getting better information is trial and errors that we've ran and have done. So definitely recommend programs just to gets the leg up and gets moving faster. You definitely can do this off YouTube and finding information about marketing is the biggest challenge, I would say, if you don't have that knowledge and everything else. So, and down the road, we might develop a program as well, for sure. Hi, Joshua. Welcome back from last week. Look at some help for get into stores. Tried a few health stores, and they don't feel like they would sell enough volume to keep in stock. Starts small. I mean, we started with one health store here, and they bought a few items of each, like 3 to 5 of each of just 2 varieties. And now we're up to 4 varieties and doing about 10 of each, 5 on one, 10 on the other 3. So now they're moving 35 units a week. Just try and do whatever you can to get in and get small. I do not recommend doing commission sales, though. Getting a lot of headaches with that and what they're selling and everything else. So I definitely just try to get in and get small. Tell them that nobody's too small. Everybody is there. One store we're going in and doing sampling on the second weekend of January. We're going to go in and do stores. There's one of our newer stores, and we're going to go in and do sampling with people and try to get them more familiar with microgreens. So if they allow you to do that, come in and sample and sell maybe, and they can see what volume they're going to do. Definitely recommend whatever you need to do. Try different angles with them. Go with the small items. Go in with sampling. And then their customers will tell them they want them or not. And once they start sampling, obviously pick a busier day. Best times to do it right now in the winter time for us, because we don't have any markets going on, is on Saturdays. That's when you're going to catch the most people. Any other recommendations? Are we getting into?
Remind them that small orders are no big deal.
Yeah, smaller orders are no big deal. 5 units, whatever. Just get in and start small if you have to, sure. And I recommend starting small. We had a grocery store that we got into and we lost, but we got back. But they bought 150 units and never had us in there. And they put us in a bad spot. Nobody knew what was going on, and they didn't sell. And so they took us out, and then we went back and back and back and back. And 6 months later, we got back into them. We got in a better position with them. We started out smaller, only like 5 items of 4 products. Yeah, 4 products. And then they started selling, and now we're doing almost over 100 units with them a week. So definitely don't let them do that. Well, I basically tell them there's no minimum. Yeah, there's no minimum. I don't do minimums on any orders. That is one of our biggest thing. Home delivery, I do a $15 minimum, but that's usually no problem on that end. But grocery stores, restaurants, whatever else, I do no minimums on. Get in and grow with them. I definitely recommend that. That's how we did it. That's my recommendation and how we did it. Obviously, everybody's business is different, but I don't do minimums. After I graduated, I knew I wanted to do ag, so I rented a backyard from a neighbor. They got a greenhouse from Amazon and started the microgreens because of health and speed. Nice. So you grow all in a greenhouse vitality, or are you indoors? We grow all indoors, as you can see behind me. We grow all indoors. This environment, being in central Illinois, there's no way we can grow in a greenhouse. It would change dramatically the growth cycle and everything else. But heck of a lot cheaper if you can grow in a greenhouse. You're not paying for all the power we have to pay for with lights and everything. So that is great if you're in that right environment to be able to grow outdoors. Joshua, were you telling them minimums? What was your minimum that you were doing with people or with stores? I do not. I find it has turned people off trying to do minimums on people. For the ones showing late, to show you this is kind of our growth here. Just kind of have that picture up instead of my ugly mug up in front all the time. But I just don't. I think it turns people off when they minimum. Well, we're too small. We can't use you because we can't for sure make that minimum. And we work with stores to get their things in line. Like if they get 5 products to begin with and they don't sell them, they're only selling 3 of that product. Then let's only bring 3 of them and let's slowly build up and get more and more. They said micros don't sell well, so they may have had a bad grower. Beat them with quality. Keep showing back up monthly. Like I told everybody earlier, I don't think you were here. Just show up monthly and go in every month with a fresh sheet. Even if it's the same price, bring a different sample if you have to. Something to get you to go in the door. Go in there on a monthly basis and talk to them. Minimum monthly, maybe every 2 weeks, maybe every week, depending on how much you want to go. But definitely go in there with that and have good packaging, good labeling, and high quality products. So all around quality, your labeling, your packaging, and your products. And that helps us sell tremendously better than anybody else. Yes, cost is low. I only pay for soil, seed, water, gas, and rent for the yard, which is really low. It's awesome. Soil and seed and gas are probably the biggest expense, but I'm focusing on marketing and selling. Yep. Our biggest expense is packaging and label for us, by far. If you go in per item, the packaging is the most expensive for us, along with the label. Soil in general is fairly cheap, even good high quality soil. And then obviously your seeds are going to be your seeds, but good quality seeds are definitely buy in bulk when you can. Obviously start small. We started small and doing 5 pounds, a couple of varieties, 1 pound. Now we're buying the biggest bulk as they can, 25 pounds, multiple packages and all that at a time, and it dramatically reduces your costs. And then if you've got an LLC, you can get the taxes taken off as well, which will definitely help you reducing costs as well. So there's ways of reducing some costs with seeds and soil if you can buy in bulk. But you get there eventually. Don't start in the beginning and buy a whole bunch of stuff and have it just sitting there. You're not going to use it. You definitely don't want to have it just sitting there. Man, the best luck so far with chefs. That's awesome. Always want cilantro. Yep, they all want cilantro. Hey, if you can get cilantro down, we grow cilantro too. We haven't had a lot of chefs wanting that one, but we do grow it. We sell it great at markets. People love the cilantro at the farmers markets as well. And it's 100% use, unlike the cilantro you get in the store and you're throwing away the stems and all that stuff and everything else, and prep work's done. It's a good way to sell it to them for sure. Cilantro's a fun one, and it smells great. Fruity Pebbles. Seeds smell like Fruity Pebbles to me. Yep, packaging for sure, Vitality. And labeling. We print all our own labels, obviously, so we're a little bit cheaper there than paying somebody else to print them. But we have grown specialty crops. I don't like growing specialty crops just for chefs because the next week they're going to be like, I don't want it anymore. We grew nasturtiums for one chef. We started growing just to try them out. Then we sampled them to them. And they started buying them and buying a lot of them. And we were charging a premium for them because they're a specialty crop. And then all of a sudden they don't want them anymore. And they were only people that were getting them. That was the one restaurant that was getting them. Nobody else was taking them. So now we're just sitting on seeds and not selling them. So I don't recommend growing specialty crops for one chef. If you're growing for multiple chefs and you're getting them all to buy them or multiples to buy them, go for it. But you want us to be selling more than one chef for sure. Don't listen to that one chef and say, if you grow XYZ product, everybody's going to buy it and I'll buy it, because by the time you grow that product and give it to him, he's not going to buy it, and neither is anybody else. And you just wasted the money and the time of doing that. So how we started and doing it and everything else, we used the farmers markets to see what people liked. People liked it there, and then we offered it to chefs. The nasturtiums, the ones we only stepped out with. But I do bull's blood beets. That's a specialty crop, but our chefs love them and they buy them on a regular basis and do no problem with them. Cilantro, for sure. Nasturtiums we no longer growing. And I guess popcorn is a specialty crop as well. If nobody's done the popcorn shoots, we do the popcorn shoots and mainly sell them just to chefs. So, and the farmers markets, they're just hard to keep because they'll turn in the light. So you want to keep them dark. But them are the specialty crops we grow. But again, we sell to multiple chefs are taking them, not just the one chef that randomly wants one and then they don't buy them. Chefs are flaky and they change out. Unless you're dealing directly with the owner, that's the chef. The chefs do definitely change out. So the next chef that's there might not want him. But yeah, grow what you think they're going to grow, do it in small varieties, make sure that they're going to buy them, and then build up your seed quantity after that, and continue and offer it to more and more chefs or more people. So that way you're growing it not just for one entity. And we do not sell to chefs at a discount. We sell to them at retail. So if we sell broccoli microgreens, just use that example, which none of our chefs have taken the broccoli. So pea microgreens, we're selling the pea shoots to them, and we're selling them at $2 an ounce. The chefs get them at $2 an ounce. That we don't trim the cost down for them. Only somebody who's selling to another end user. The chef is the end user. The restaurant is the end user. So they get retail prices like somebody buying it at a grocery store. But anybody else that's selling it to the end user gets a discount. It's the best way to describe it to wholesale. Cilantro is the most popular chef for me. Yep. I'm trying to get my cilantro thicker stems. Some feedback I got from chef, my cilantro is too thin. How long are you letting it grow? I've found out that cilantro minimum 21 days, more like a 28-day crop. That's the biggest downdraw from them is the space and having room, for them, because they are going to sit there for almost a month on your shelf in total. 5 to 7 days in germination and almost 3 weeks on the shelf under lights to grow. Long-term crop. But if you got the space, do it, because they will sell. 21 and 25 days, yeah, minimum. So maybe if you stretched it out another 7 days and go to that 28 days, you might get it a little bit thicker, not as thin. I would try that. Just let it grow a few more days there. Yep. If you have, I would do test trial and see how it does at 28 days, for sure, because you will get better growth on it. And you've got the space, you've got the greenhouse, you've got the outdoors. You're not worried about power and lights and all that stuff, cost of that. So space is your only concern with you, vitality. And if you got the space, definitely recommend growing that crop. Josh, same thing. Just make sure you have space as you grow. But be careful when you get into long-term crops, for sure, of the space and everything. We have space, and we're getting ready to add more space. We're hopefully next couple of weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, we'll be adding 2 more shelves to to the grow room in anticipation of more of the grocery stores coming on the first of the year that we're sampling to. One we sampled today, he doesn't think they'll go well, but I think he's going to try them and see if they'll go. So we'll see. But 9 more people to go to this week with the grocery stores, and I anticipate 4 to 5 of them signing on and going. So that will be another. I anticipate minimum 40 units per grocery store minimum. So we're looking to move another 200 units a week, which for us is big. I've been getting some yellow leaves on my cilantro. Is it fine? They're under and fine line of over and underwater. Yes, they are. Joshua, are you using soil, coco core, mesh trays? What is your growing method on them? Because that means a lot of difference too. We grow in soil, high quality soil. So I recommend high quality soil. That's what seeds wants. Are you growing out of your house? Yes, we are growing out of our house. We have a dehumidifier. You can see it. I'll show you. This picture. Is it showing up? Is the picture? Yeah, it's showing up here. So right over here in this picture is our dehumidifier. I guess this is where it is right now. Is our dehumidifier right here in this picture. So yeah, we run dehumidifier for sure. And we set it to run at 45 and it runs all day long. To keep it at 45, it's running all day long. So, oh yeah, that's right. Pro Mix. You're using the Pro Mix from Menards. I have found with the specialty crops, because we use Pro Mix in the beginning, this is the one from Menards. It's a 100-pint dehumidifier, by the way. Forgot to mention that. We use the Pro Mix in the beginning, and it's a good soil to begin with. Keeps your costs down for sure. But I recommend getting a Pro Mix BX. BX is what we're using now. And the specialty crops like cilantro, beets, the finer detailed ones, really like that soil a lot better. So it could be your soil because the water retention, it doesn't hold up as good in the Nat Pro Mix as it does in the other ones. So definitely a recommendation is stepping up a little bit, going into that higher quality Pro Mix when you can do it. We have a local nursery that we get it from. Pot shops. If you guys, I don't know if Texas does that. Even if they not legal, they're still out there. So the non-pot shops, they got good sources for great soil because that takes high quality soil. They tend to be on the higher end. Nurseries are definitely on the cheaper end getting that BX. So check with nurseries if you can first. If not, pot shops. And 9x10 bedroom, found dehumidifier, heats up my room. Yeah. I definitely will heat up that area. Fans, are you running any fans? We run 2 fans going opposite directions. And in this picture, you can see the one is up here. Right there, we got the little one. It does a great job. And then down on this other one, which you cannot see, but it's down on this side, and it's blowing that direction. This one's blowing this direction. So they're blowing opposite directions and create that nice crosswind in there and keeps the room a little bit cooler as well. So use soil. Which soil to use? We use the Pro Mix BX. I've been using Sunshine Mix 4 and Pro Mix. I use fertilized cilantro or anything else growing true leaves with hydroponic water. Thinking building about automatic watering for microgreens. We've thought about the automatic watering. Excuse me, take a drink of water here. But I like the touch and feel of the trays and looking at the products as you're watering them. And then you know how it's going. You catch some things that it's getting too much or too little water, or you're having issues with that tray or whatever. So I haven't done automatic watering, and I don't know if we're going to. At some point, if you grow too big, you're going to have to, and then dial it in from there. But for right now, we're definitely sticking to just watering it ourselves. We do not use any fertilizer, anything else. We just use the great high quality soil with water. No fertilizer of any kind. No, in the beginning we were told to use fertilizer, and we added it into the water and was dipping out of the bucket, doing all that. And there's no way I can do that at the current volume we're at with 150 to 180 trays a week. It's just not feasible in high quality soil, high quality seeds, and they do this great. But again, everybody's different. There will be a point we will go to automatic watering, but we got a little bit before I think I'll make that move. That move probably will happen when we move out into a warehouse or anything, or into a commercial space. We ran a watering hose into the room. You can see it right here. We hooked up water in the room, and this was a formal living room that we converted into this, as you can see with the carpet there and everything. This was a formal living room. We ran a water hose in there, hooked up water in there, so that way we can just water straight. As you can see that there, makes it a lot easier not dipping out of a bucket, because we definitely did that in the beginning, and we did that till we got to about 80 trays, 70, 80 trays of growing, and it was getting really annoying going back and forth filling a bucket up. Doing a bucket per grade between me and my wife. I'd go and fill a bucket up. She was watering the trays with dipping in the bucket with a cup measure and stuff. So much faster now. So much faster. So that's my recommendation. If you got the skills to do that, or you got somebody, or you can get water ran in there as well. Get a hose. All right. So, any other questions? Anything from anybody? It's been a great conversation today, guys. I appreciate it. Do you know if Barinas are electric certified? I'm trying to source some lights, but it seems like none of the China lights have electric certification. They are not UL listed. I do use them. Use at your own caution, I guess. I love them. They work great. We have them on a power strip. So, and if anything, if they go over, the breaker flips and seems to be just fine. Haven't had any issues with them or anything like that. So, there is a what?
CE.
A CE certification. I'm not 100% sure what that is, but that would be the Europe. My wife is telling me that's European certification. So they don't have the American certification, but they have the European certification. So I don't know what trouble you can get in with that, or if there's any issues with that, but they work great for us. So, yeah. So you definitely can. I use them. I like them. I recommend them. But use your own caution, I guess. The other ones are way too expensive. The Barina ones, the ones that we buy right now, are $10 off on Amazon. I think I got a link right here. Is them. These are the ones that we use. The Barina grow lights, the 4-foot ones. Right now, save an extra $10 with the coupon there. That's the one we use, and I love them. And we only use one per shelf. So, posted a link to it there. You can use that if you want. Look at that. So, there's that link. You can copy that, buy them there. I don't have any affiliates right now with Amazon, so I'm not making any money off that. That's just giving you information. So, still looks like we have a few people on. Any other questions, guys, or comments or anything else? I'm willing to keep going here. Just got to get a drink of water. Keep talking. What other questions? I have a question. What video do you guys feel like is missing for microgreens on YouTube? What video could I make that would benefit you the most? Or what series of videos I could make to benefit you the most? Let me know that in the comments. Because we're looking for things to do after we do some more how-tos, what we're going to do, and everything else. How do we do the pet grass? Well, it's hard winter wheat is what we grow. And we grow it in the 5x5s. I always forget which angle we do on the here. But we do it in the 5x5s containers, and it's 1 ounce of seed per container. And this one's ready to sell, ready to go. And we just get the 5x5 containers from True Leaf. I do have a video out on this on YouTube if you want to check it out and how we grow it. It's our newest video, actually. So you can check that out if you want, Joshua, as well. And it's everything how we grow it and what we sell it for, which we sell it at $5 to $3 is what we sell it at. So anywhere between that. Where do you get your sunflower seeds? My True Leaf ones yield. I do not get True Leaf ones. One reason why I don't get True Leaf, I hear bad news about them ever since the pandemic happened and seeds became a hard problem. And I don't think that they're getting them from a good quality people now, maybe, or just the growth cycle in them aren't good right now. But we get ours from Azure Standard. Let me show that to you. So this is Azure Standard. This is where we get our sunflower seeds from. Sure, we can show the link for that. I do get affiliates on that one, but we get a Azure Standard, and we buy in bulk. You can see behind me, if you look over my right shoulder on the other side of that germination rack, that's our sunflower seeds. There's 2 stacks of that right there of sunflower seeds. Buy them in bulk from them. They're $52. $52.50 per bag, per 25-pound bag. Second reason, they're tremendously cheaper. Third reason, they are organic as well. So I definitely recommend Azure Standard if you're going to. That's my recommendation. I love them. Yes, I got the 5x5s from True Leaf as well. They're just the plastic ones. You don't need hard standard ones. You couldn't sell bootstrap ones with these because they cost way too much money. Them are cheap, like 25 cents a piece if you break them down to the 5x5s. So I'm really releasing wheatgrass catnip I've been growing. Market before new products. Well, we sample our products basically at the farmer's market when we grow new ones. Farmer markets are kind of a testing ground, and Market Wagon, which we use here locally. So, which is online farmer's market for us. But that's really the only thing. And then we go in and offer it to the grocery stores and tell them how well it's selling, and let them see if they want to do it and kind of convince them that they do, and go from there. Kind of got to be a salesman for sure on that. So Mums is good. I get some seeds from Mums as well. Our faba beans come from Mums. We've got some other things from Mums, especially when True Leaf is short on products. But when you order from Mums, for everybody that's in the States, be ready to wait a few weeks sometimes. Customs sometimes holds them up at the border. So we've got them in 10 days. We've got them in 3 weeks. So you just got to plan out and know that's possible to happen. So for sure. Yep, no problem, Joshua. Happy to share. Some of them we sell at $3. Some of them we sell at $5. The grocery stores, we're now selling at $3. We move more product. I started at $5 in the grocery stores. $3 seems to be the price point where we can move more product because there are other wheatgrass growers that are selling their crappy wheatgrass, in my opinion. They're smaller containers. They're selling for like $2 a container. They're about a half of our size, if not less, and the yields aren't good. They look bad. I'm not sure I got a photo of. I don't have one up right now of that. But they're not as good. You can look on our Facebook page. We posted on there of the difference. We showed a video of that. And they're just not as good quality, but people sometimes just go for the cheap. So we've moved down to the $3 price range, and we're still making a profit on it. Still doing okay. But it wouldn't be the only thing I would sell to that place if I was going there only to sell that at $3. There's no way I would do it. I'd have to be at $5. So if it's a grocery store that's taking more products, taking other things, definitely sell it at a $3 retail, $2.10 to them to get the product in there and get it moving. And it just helps our image and everything. And we get more products to sell to them. But if it's just a pet store that's just taking wheatgrass, it's going to be a $5 retail and selling to them at $3.50. So different prices for different people. Definitely got to weigh what you can do there. Not everything has to be the same price for everybody. All right. Anybody else got any questions or anything? Anything else you'd like to go over? You only get how much are you seeding your sunflowers at, Joshua? What's your seed density on your seeding of the sunflowers? Curious on that. And are you doing grams or ounces? It's a great debate between microgreen growers as well, whether you should use grams or ounces. We kind of use a combination of both. Once I get into hundreds, I kind of use ounces. Switch over to that. For under, we're doing growing kale and doing 20 grams. I do it at grams. It's just a little bit more accurate at that lower volume. So kind of a combination of both. But once you're seeding at 250 and you're doing 15 trays, it's not easy math. So yep, we are at 100 to 125 grams. Bump up maybe to 125 grams, depending on your seeds. With the Xur seeds, I have no problem with the 100 grams, and I get great yield on them. Obviously, you've seen in the video. It definitely could be a seed issue. Do you have any mold issues at seeding at that? Because that might be more valuable if you get less yield if you don't have to fight any mold. Because if you lose a tray, it's devastating. Can be, especially if you already had it sold. And then you got to tell the people you don't have it this week and everything else. So, but I find most mold issues come in germination. That's when they're the heat stacked like that back there. That's when they're creating the most mold issues. So, and if you're fighting temperature in your room, you said it's in the 80s. It definitely could be a mold issue and a germination issue. I would try to get it, if you can get that room down with some fans and stuff down to 75, it'd be a much, much, much better situation for you. But definitely try different seeds. If their seeds aren't working for you. I know a lot of people I've seen online are having issues with the seeds, sunflower seeds from True Leaf. So try Azure Standard for sure on that. Yep. All right. So nobody has any video ideas or anything that they would like to see a video made about microgreens. So I'm looking for the next great idea. Purple radishes. Purple radishes is to the leaves for getting bubbles. I use Triton red, Triton purple. Triton purple radishes from True Leaf, and have had no issues with them. No bubbles. If they are getting the bubbles, it's most likely a fungus in the seeds. I would contact True Leaf and let them know that. Maybe they can help you out and get you a refund or some more seeds or something. But my Triton purple radishes have not had any issues whatsoever. They grow beautifully, great yield out of them. So, yeah, I definitely recommend getting a hold of True Leaf on that because that's a fungus issue, most likely. I can't say for sure, but that's what I would think. All right, Joshua, anything else from you tonight? Any other questions, comments? Or anybody else that's on here still? True Leaf isn't backing into products? Really? They are still looking into it. That's interesting. I haven't had any issues to have to call them, and I would figure a company like that would definitely try to take care of the people. So, yeah, that's surprising to me. I would think better of that. But yeah, no problems, Joshua. Don't have a problem staying late. Not a problem. But yeah, and if you're having problems, I mean, look up mums. Look at I'm going to say this name wrong, Kitazawa, because I can't say that name very well. But Kitazawa and mums getting seeds. Azure Standard has more than the sunflower seeds on it as well. There's other ones on there, so look at them. They might have something that works better for you. Definitely try different seeds, but I also recommend getting that temperature down in that room if you can. Get it down to like 75. That might help you as well. But I think you definitely are having seed issues with both of them. So check them out. All right, guys, I had a great time talking today. Really enjoyed talking to you guys and answering any questions you had. Enjoyed this tremendously. We will be back next week as well. Same time, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. So come check us out. And if you haven't yet, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel and watch the rest of the videos in our series. And we'll be coming out with more as we go along. Next one up is going to be our spicy salad mix. Will be our next video for the How to Grow series. So make sure you check that out. And if you haven't checked out the wheatgrass one that just posted this week, make sure you check that out as we go through all that stuff. So ordered a bunch from moms, but yeah, they take forever. Yeah, you got to wait for them. So planned out 3 to 4 weeks to be on the safe side. Customs take a while, so you never know how long. Like I said, 1 week on one, had 3 weeks on the other one. So just playing long. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off, guys. Again, thank you for the conversation. I had a great time. And we will see you next week at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Have a good night.